Their aerial acrobatics are as awe-inspiring as they are gravity-defying. The U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds are an American institution shooting through the skies for nearly 70 years. This team of elite pilots, mechanics, and support personnel take their show on the road from March through November. Their commander, Lieutenant Colonel Justin Elliott, call sign Astro, but to his squadron, Boss.
When you're up there, what's it feel like?
It's an incredible feeling of freedom. Being able to climb, dive, really control the sky. It's about as freeing as it gets and about as intense as it gets as well.
Theirs is a unique mission not to prepare for combat, but to connect with those gazing up from the ground, including the next generation of Air Force aviators. The Thunderbirds' mantra: recruit, retain, inspire. This demonstration squadron showcasing the F-16 Fighting Falcon is defined by its professionalism and its precision. Astro detailed for us the vocal cadence he uses to keep his team together, their wingtips just 18 inches apart, for a complex maneuver like the Delta Loop.
So as we were about to hit the merge, we're gonna go nose coming up 420, right on into 4, there's 4.
Major Lauren Schlichting goes by the call sign Threat, a journey that began when as a young girl this Minnesota native was inspired at a school assembly.
I went home and I said, Mom, I'm going to be a fighter pilot. And she was like, whoa, Lauren, how do you even know those words?
Schlichting is now at her first season with this team, just the 6th woman ever to serve as a Thunderbirds pilot.
Hopefully I'm paving the way to make it easier for more girls to become fighter pilots or just not be scared to follow their dreams.
This week, the Thunderbirds invited a first-time flyer to pull some G's, but not before giving me a little training.
Rolling is going to be an aileron roll, which looks like this.
Awesome.
And we're going to do a maneuver with you where you do 4 of those in a row.
From the team's doctor, a lesson in what they call hook breathing, a technique to help endure G-force.
So here come the G's. 1001, 1002, 1003.
Critical to push the blood back to your brain to avoid blacking out.
So you'll weigh almost 2,000 pounds. It'll be pretty incredible.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be a sumo wrestler by the end of this thing.
Next, it was time to gear up.
I'm gonna regret that ice cream sundae a couple nights ago. Whoa! That's tight.
The first heart stopper seeing my name on the side of the aircraft before strapping in. Seconds after takeoff, we were heading straight up. Above the clouds, it's incredibly peaceful. Inside my stomach, not as much. For starters, banking left and right at more than 500 miles an hour, and a taste of that force against your body. Then a few rolls, at times flying inverted, just hanging there upside down. For an entire hour, it's like riding a roller coaster atop a rocket. Finally, the exclamation point, accelerating into a sharp turn. The force was crushing. Nearly 9 G's, like an elephant, was standing on my chest. Back on the ground.
Here's the best part. Didn't need those guys.
Exhilaration and exhaustion after an indescribable experience.
It was a highlight of my life, I swear to God. That was spectacular.
Oh my gosh, that is incredible, Peter. I'm so proud of you for doing that. I have to ask, I think what everyone wants to know, what you were thinking when you're sitting in that chair. Were you afraid? I was afraid for you.
So I was never really afraid. I knew I would be safe. I just was like anxious. I just wanted to get through it. The fact, again, to repeat, that was an hour that we were in that. Like literally, as I describe it, like you're on the top of a rocket in a roller coaster ride with no rails there. I am so impressed by these Thunderbirds and all the members of the U.S. Air Force, these fighter pilots. They were incredible. Thank you to Slinga, he was my pilot, and the rest of the team. These guys deserve so much credit.
I love that you talk about the inspiration, and you highlighted something, the fact that they sing a song to keep pace with each other.
Well, I mean, think about it. When they're 18 inches apart, you look at them and you're like, why wouldn't they just run into one another? But they communicate with this sort of this chorus, as it were, right, to keep that cadence so they all know to turn at the exact same time. Honestly, I was speechless. I'm in the business of speaking for a living. When I got off the plane, I almost was without words. Joe, you did this once before with the Thunderbirds.
I was lucky enough to fly the Thunderbirds in 2015, and Peter, I have to say, I got to about 7 Gs, and then I was about to pass out, so they had to pull out. So kudos to you for getting higher than 7 Gs. That breathing part is incredibly difficult, isn't it, Peter?
Yeah, no doubt. You're exactly right. They call it that hook breathing, where you got to hold it. You don't want to take a full breath and. And believe me, I've been like breathing like that my wife's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, I'm still practicing it right now.
The biggest moment of success was when you held up the nausea bags and said, "I didn't need these."
Call sign Dramamine.
Yeah. Well, I'm still feeling woozy just looking at it.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.